Now, Falter out, Martin, welcome along. Just going to start up on Facebook and we will begin our session. Okay. A little bit better. Now, okay, welcome along everyone on YouTube, welcome along everyone on Facebook to our Friday chair gym session. So, as we'll always say, just have a good strong chair. Might have a window open just for some air and a bottle of water. Considerations, we'll always ask if you're not feeling well on the day, not to participate, and if you feel unwell during any of the exercises, also to stop. Now I'm just going to grab my timer here, stay with a shot, and just that notepad ready. So, just as everyone tunes in, I will guide us into our warm-up. We'll work a kind of little circuit format for about 60 seconds. So overall, an aerobic type workout today. Just make sure we're all working there. Sylvia, perfect. Afternoon. And YouTube seems to be okay. So let's begin the workout as we tip past 2 o'clock. Sit nice and upright in that chair. And as I'll always begin with the shoulders. I just want to take a little shrug of the shoulders to begin. Just a nice big lift up and down. So get right into the middle of the screen there now, up and down. I always like to just check in with the shoulders. For me, just an area that gets a little bit tight, a little bit stiff. And I always like to just check in with the shoulders to begin. From there, I will begin just taking the shoulders backwards. Just create lots of movement here. And then just to take those shoulders forward in circles. Okay. Now, from here, bringing those hands together, elbows up, and I want to rotate side to side. So just think now about moving through the upper body. Get a really nice movement pattern here, just as we go from side to side. Moving those elbows, and the head turns in line with the body here. Right and left. Okay. From that position, just taking the hands up and a nice smooth press, just directly out in front, pressing away. Just getting a nice smooth push. Just checking in, switching on, connecting, getting a feel with all these different body parts like our chest, back, shoulders. Keeping the arms nice and straight now, just lightly raising the arms in front, just to about shoulder height. Afternoon, Deirdre, great to have you with us. And then next, just bringing those elbows in and just bringing hands towards shoulders. So now I'm just checking in with the arms, getting that nice movement from the elbows, just bringing the hands up and down. Okay. And then from this position, just to lengthen the arms out and pull back. So just into a little bit of rowing. So now I'm just checking in with my back again. Just getting a little bit of feeling, a little bit of connection before we move into our main block of work. Okay. So then again, I just want to bring those hands together, elbows up. Again, I just want to rotate side to side. I'll often say with some of these movements, if you feel a little bit tight and stiff, just to sit forward a bit. It might just open up the space. So if I was glued to the back of the chair, just might be a little bit tight in the position. So I like to sometimes sit forward a bit and just giving myself plenty of space to explore here, side to side. And down. Okay, let's move down. Just taking it into a march, just switching on through the legs. And as we move through some of these lower limb movements, I'm just going to set up my timer here. Next action, I want to extend or lightly kick the legs out. Set this one up. And then again, just to return to a march. Nice and light. Okay, from this position, let's begin tapping the heels out. So we're just creating lots of movement now down to the lower limbs. Gradually warming up, loosening everything out, and preparing to a point where we'll start to work harder very shortly. Opening the position up now a little bit wider, just stretching those legs out side to side. Tapping heel towards floor. And then just to return back to a light march. Now for my next action, pointing the toes forward. So I'm lightly tapping the floor in front. Just very gently tapping toes off the floor. Good to go. Okay. Now, from this position, I'm just going to finish off my warm-up, checking in with the ankle. So I lift my right foot up, just to guide the foot around in circles. Much movement as I can around that ankle. And then back the opposite way. And then I'll swap sides, elevate the left foot, and again, just guide that foot around in circles. And then just to reverse back the opposite way. And down. Okay, so finish off, just rock those feet forward and back. I'm now going to move us into our first block of work. I work each movement for about 60 seconds, but that's not maybe absolutely precise. Just work as long as you're comfortable. For the first circuit, we will explore 2 rounds of each movement so you can get a feel for the exercise. If there's any movement you don't like or maybe want to change, in the second round of the circuit, you can make that change. If at any point you need to slow it down a little bit or just make any change, just do so. Otherwise, let's begin. Overall, just kind of nice fluid actions here, but work at your own pace. Let's begin. First movement, just want a little bit of space here. Make sure either side. And we're just going to do a seated variation of a jumping jack. So how we do this one, tap your right foot out and raise the arm, and then tap the left foot out and raise the arm. And then I'll just start to work from side to side. Right foot and arm, left foot and arm. Just tapping side to side, right and then left. Just get a feel for the movement. Arm doesn't need to go roughly beyond shoulder height. Just stay in a range that's comfortable. And just keep it moving from side to side. Right and left. Some of the movements will be a little bit more fluid like this one. And some of the movements may be a little bit slower. But I'll kind of guide us through when to change as required. And once more, back in. Now, a little combination for the legs. I want to lift my right heel up and down, and then extend the leg. Staying with that right leg, lift the heel, extend the leg. So there's 2 actions to perform. Lift the heel, and then extend the leg. So you're just working through the right side for now. 2 points, as I say, elevate the heel, and then extend the leg. So I'm just working the right side. We'll just continue this action another couple of times. Just working through this right side. Elevate the heel, extend the leg. We might feel back at that lower leg. We might feel around the thigh here as well. So perform this twice more to finish. And then once more. Now, back to that exercise we just performed, but I want to switch it up, a little bit of coordination. Now I want to work opposite arm and leg. So left foot, right arm, right foot, left arm. Just start slow, get a feel for it. We'll just think opposite sides. Tap the foot out, raise the arm to the sides. And again, once I feel comfortable, I have the coordination nicely, I can just continue at a nice fluid pace here if that feels good. Or slowing it down if it feels a little bit tough. Opposite arm and leg, and just keeping it moving nicely here. and back in. Now, working through your left leg, what I'm going to do is lift the heel and then extend the leg. Jumped ahead of myself. Lift the heel, extend the leg. Just working through the left. And just think that combination. Elevate your heel and then extend the leg. So we're just working on the left side. We're working the back of that lower leg with our heel raise. And then we're working around the thigh here as we extend the leg. Now, if everything feels comfortable with the actions we've just performed, I'm going to guide us straight in to a second round of those movements. If there's anything here you didn't like, just to maybe slow down the pace or just take any elements out. So, for example, if you find lifting the heel here a little bit sore, you just take that away and just work on extending the leg. Otherwise, straight in, same actions again. So, reset. What I want to do, lift the right arm and tap the right foot. So right and then left. So we're just back to working one side. So if you think like those jumping jack movements you might see sometimes, but just a seated variation here. Just tapping the foot out, raising the arm. Right, then left. Again, I like to go nice and fluid. There's a nice movement here. One side to the next. Opening the leg and raising the arm. And again, we'll just finish out about 10 seconds just through this action, working through the right and then through the left. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Now, slowing the pace down a touch, just working through the right leg, elevate the right heel, and then extend the leg. So elevate the heel, and then extend the leg. So again, that nice combination. 2 elements, lift your heel, then extend your leg. And just working, focusing in on the right leg for now. Hey, Marie and Ballybrack, great to have you with us. Just again, focusing on the right. Elevate the heel, extending that leg. So nice sometimes just to focus in on one particular side. And we're getting those 2 elements, as I say. We might feel a nice connection back of the lower leg as we lift the heel. And then as we extend the leg out, might feel around the top of the leg, around our thigh here. It's going to go twice more. And then once more. Now, the movement, opposite sides, right arm, left leg. So tap the foot and raise the arm. And then left arm, right leg. Just think opposite sides now. Open the leg and raise the arm. Just tapping the foot out and raising the arm to the sides. And again, once I feel comfortable, if I have that coordination nicely, I'll begin to work at a nice fluid pace here. Tap the foot, raise the arm. Opposite sides. A little bit of thinking in this one. And as anyone who's performed these Friday workouts with myself knows, I like those little elements of coordination. Movements just to make us think a little bit. So it might take a couple of reps just to get the feel of the movement. Just going to work about 10 seconds. I'll go in 3, 2, 1. Now, just slowing the pace down a touch. Elevate your left heel up, down, and then extend the leg. Just through the left. Heel up, then extend the leg. So again, I think about around that ankle. I'm getting that nice big lift of the heel. Might feel a little connection back of that leg. And then as I extend, might feel around the top of the leg, that thigh here. And just focusing in on the left side. This movement will conclude our first kind of circular block of work. And I'll now very shortly introduce a couple of new movements. We'll just finish this left leg out first. Another couple of repetitions. Elevate the heel, extend the leg. Going to go twice more. And once more. Okay. From that position, just lightly rock the feet forward and back. And I'll just briefly pause our timer here. So I will introduce a couple of new movements in exactly the same format, working similar time. 4 movements overall and 2 rounds. A little bit of upper body work and a little bit of lower body work combined here. So let's begin with our first action or our first exercise. Okay. So we'll bring the arms out in front. All I want to do is crisscross the arms, open nice and wide, and then bring them across the chest. So very much an upper body movement. Might feel a little squeeze as I bring the arms across the chest. And then just opening up as I bring the arms out wide. Might even just feel around our shoulders and the back of the upper body here as well. Might get a little squeeze as we draw the arms back. Just very simply crisscross, but with control. So I don't need to go too fast. I just go at a nice steady pace with this action. Cross the chest, open up nice and wide. Just when it comes to the shoulders, I just slow it down a touch, keeping that really nice control. As I go one more time. And back down. Now, next action, just want to show you from the side position. If you sit slightly forward, bring your right heel down to the floor and then pull back to your toes. So heel, toes, heel, toes. So you're just getting a nice pull back of the leg, working through lots of range here. You can see how I move through the knee, heel in front, all the way back to my toes. So this one is just more about just that movement in the position. Heel, toes, just working through the right side. I'll keep an eye on that timer. And that's why I like to sit forward. If I was glued to the back of that chair, might be a little bit tough, this position. I mightn't have much space to work with. So I sit forward a little bit and work the position. From the heel of my foot to the toes of the foot, pulling back. And back to middle, okay? Next, I bring the arms out in front again. Nice straight arms. And just nice and smooth up and down. So lots of control from your shoulders here. Again, if I went really fast, I'd probably tire very quickly through those shoulders. Just keep section. This could be quite small as a movement or a little bit bigger if that feels okay. Just always working with your shoulders on how it feels. We'll keep it as a nice steady action, but a little bit of endurance in this position. The arms, the shoulders may start to get a little bit heavy, a little bit tired, and taking a break if you need. Nice straight arms, up, down. Finishing out very shortly. We'll time it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Working with your left leg now. Extend the leg out. I sit forward a little bit. I'm on the heel. And I pull back to the toes. Heel, toes, heel, toes. So just curling or pulling that left leg back. Lovely movement through that knee. And I'll always say work in a range that's good. So if it's a little bit tough, a little bit tight to pull back really far, then there's no pressure to do so. But if you can access that kind of space from your heel to your toes, you're getting that nice pull back. Continuing on. So this movement will conclude the first round. I'm going to guide us through to your second round with exactly the same movements again. So pull back, heel, toes, heel, toes. And return. So I'm going to bring it back to the center, just to the camera. Going to work through the upper body again. Reset the position, nice and upright. Arms out. And just that nice crisscross. And again, there's no rush with the movement. Let's go at a nice steady pace here. Arms across chest. Open up nice and wide. I'll always say, just with a movement pattern like this, if I went really rapidly with the movement, I'll probably tire out and just lose a little bit of control. I just like to keep it steady, crisscross, and then open up nice and wide. Very much upper body. Might feel around our chest, upper back, shoulders, all these different areas we may feel here. And that element of endurance, just trying to maintain the pattern for the full duration. We'll go one more time, if that feels okay. And back down. Now, working through that leg movement, I'm going to show it from the side again, probably the best demonstration. I sit forward in my chair, on the heel, pull back, heel, toes, just getting a nice pull back through the leg. Just working through the right, and as much space as I can have access here from my heel all the way back to my toes. I just really feel around that leg, lovely movement through the knee, might feel the back of the leg a little bit, and just the leg itself might get a little bit tired, just the endurance again of the movement. Just checking on our time. Let's continue on. And we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll return to center. Set the position nice and upright, arms out. Again, that nice steady action. I might start quite small, up, down. And then we can start to open that up a little bit more if we feel comfortable. Again, just think the endurance of the movement, the shoulders, the arms might get a little bit heavy. Let's just work at a nice, steady, controlled pace, up and down. Really just thinking control from the shoulders with this movement. That's where I expect to kind of feel maybe a little bit tired towards the end of this action will be those shoulders. Just nice straight arms, up and down. If at any point you need to take a little break, just to rest the arms down, just of course to do that. We'll time this one down very shortly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest those arms down. Let's work through the left. So again, I just sit myself a little bit forward. I'm on the heel of that left foot and I just curl the leg back. Heel, toes, heel, toes. So just curling that leg back. Working through the left side. Again, just working through that knee. Might feel a little bit of connection back in the leg and the leg itself. So around the thigh here, you might start to feel a little bit tired, and even around those hips, just feeling a little bit tired as we approach the end of the movement. If it feels good, we'll just finish out. I'll time this one down very shortly. Just working for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so pause that clock very briefly. Put myself back in front. And what I want to do is just check in with the shoulders here. Take a little breather, catch your breath, and just nice, relaxed, roll the shoulders back. So I'm not going with any kind of intensity, just taking a break. Nice, relaxed, rolling the shoulders back. And then we'll guide the shoulders forward in circles. And then just to lightly tap the heels out. So very shortly, I will introduce our third and final circuit of work. So a couple of new movements. Same kind of setup. We perform each movement twice. So 2 rounds of this little circuit of work. Make any change you need. And just using a couple of seconds here just to catch the breath, recharge a little bit if we've found it tough. But if everything feels good, just continuing on as we are. Okay, so this next circuit, just checking in on my notes, we have a little bit of upper body, kind of chest, shoulders, and we also have a little bit of core work, and we'll probably feel the hips as well with some of these movements. So just to be kind of aware, there are some of the areas we may feel or target with some of the next movements. So let's begin. I'll put my timer back on. My first movement, I want to show this from the side again. I want to extend my legs out, Sitting forward in the chair, lean back a bit, draw the right knee up, and then draw the left knee. One at a time, draw the knee towards the upper body. Really important, I don't bend forward, I just keep the upper body fixed in position, tilting back, a little bit of support from my chair behind me, and I just draw one knee up at a time. So I'm on the heels of my feet, and I just draw the knee up. I'm just working one side at a time, right knee, left knee, drawing up towards my upper body. Might get a nice connection around the core. No pressure with this movement. Work at a pace that's comfortable. No need to go too fast. Once more per side. And back in. Now, just to bring my hands together, straightening the arms, and I want to begin elevating the arms as high as comfortable, and then slowly back down. Thinking about your shoulders and how high can I achieve without movement of the body. So I'm not arching or using any help from the rest of my body here. Just work through the shoulders, raising the arms up, back down. If you felt you had to stop about shoulder height, that's fine. Or maybe even just a little bit higher. It's just that there's no pressure to achieve a full overhead position. Everyone will be different. Stay in a range where you're comfortable, where there's no pain felt. And again, I just go nice and steady. No need to rush with this movement. Hands together, straight arms, raising up. One more time. And back down. Keeping those hands together, drawing them back in towards my chest, keeping the elbows up, so I don't want to let them drop here. Keep them up and press directly out from chest. You might just feel a little bit of tension or a little bit of a connection through the chest now. So I want to keep those elbows up and keeping the hands at chest height. Just a nice smooth press straight in front. Now you might notice the arms get a little bit heavier, a little bit tired through the movement as well. And you can slow it down or just take a little break if you need to at any point. Otherwise, we'll finish out through this movement, just pressing directly in front. So I think a nice straight line out in front from my chest every time. That same straight line. I'll go for two more and once more. Now, one of my favorites, sit forward a little bit, just going to tilt back a little bit into that chair, holding on to the side, elevate the feet, and I want to hop onto my bike. So I keep the feet up, and I just pedal the legs forward in circles. If this is very difficult, work through one leg at a time. Just simply push the right leg, or simply just work through the left and swapping at any point. Okay. So a nice challenge. You might feel around the hips and around that core through this movement. So I'm just going to continue. Another couple of seconds. Stop at any point if you find it's really tough and just need to reset it. A nice challenge, as I say, one of my favorites, but not always everyone else's favorite. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest the feet down. Just lightly rock the feet forward and back. Just take a little breather, just checking in there. Lightly rock the feet forward and back. No problem, Mary. See you late there. Don't worry, Mary. Not to rush. Just take a couple of minutes to warm up. You can play the video back. So if you ever feel like that, kind of a couple of minutes late to the session, just not to rush in. We're kind of in the deep end here. So do take a couple of minutes just to warm up first. Well, very welcome along. So I'm going to set the timer and take us into the final round of that circuit. So if there's anything there, and I know some of that core and hip work can be a little bit tough, absolutely no pressure. Slow it down a bit, break it down a bit if you need to. But otherwise, let's go again. Okay, so my first movement, sit a little bit forward in the chair and then just tilt back. I'm out on the heels of my feet, so the legs out. Hold on. Draw the right knee up, draw the left knee up. One at a time, just bringing knee towards the upper body. And just a nice smooth lift with the knee towards the body. You can hold on to the sides. My upper body is straight. I tilt back. Just ensure you're not bending forward. Let's just keep that upper body fixed in position. Let's work through the lower limbs. Draw the knee around our core, around our hips. Might feel a good connection. Last couple of times. Once more per leg and back in. Now, hands together. Just straighten the arms out. Raise the arms up as high as comfortable and then slowly back down. Again, if you want to stop at about shoulder height or maybe just not quite achieving a full overhead position, that is fine. Each and every person will be different with the range. So the most important thing is just to work in a range you're comfortable with where no pain is felt. Hands together, straight arms, high as comfortable. And once more, back down. Now, I want to keep those hands together, just to draw them up to about chest height. And you'll see the elbows are up. Think there's a nice straight line here, and I want to follow that line every time. I press forward and pull back. Forward and relax back. So the main movement, just that pressing action directly out from chest, straight out. As I tire, the arms might start to lower. But let's try and keep it in line with chest. So that nice smooth pattern straight out in front. Might even hear that little exhale from me as I press forward. Last couple of times. We'll finish in 3, 2, 1, and then we'll set up for our bike. So with the bike, I might just sit forward slightly, tilt back into my chair, using support where the arms are your chair, feet up, and then I will just simply pedal those legs forward. And my legs are out in front a little bit. Just going to show that from the side, it can be useful. You can see how that pattern, it's not too tight. Just let the legs sit out in front a little bit here. And basically on your bike, as I say, not everyone's favourite. I like it. Like that little bit of challenge. Might feel around those hips, tired. Might feel around that core. Still breathing. Don't hold your breath through movement. Naturally, sometimes people do. Inhale, exhale. Continuing to breathe as normal. We'll finish this one out in 2 or 3 minutes. Don't worry, I wouldn't do that. About 10 seconds. I don't want to do 2 or 3 minutes of this either. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest those feet down. Okay, great work. Hopefully a nice challenge on that last one. So very important. As I often have this Friday session, I like to spend a couple of minutes just to relax down. So maybe if you've performed a couple of workouts during the week, and we did work quite hard there, or hopefully a good challenge anyway. So let's take a couple of minutes just to relax ourselves down, heading into the weekend. So just start off nice and light, just stretching the legs out, side to side. Just opening up with a little bit of width, and just tapping your heel towards the floor. So no more of that bike, you'll be pleased to know. Just tapping the heels out to the sides. And then just to return, extend the right leg, hold for a couple of seconds. In this position, point the toes forward, and then pull your toes back. And then again, toes forward, pull back. Once more, toes forward, and then toes pull back. And reset. left leg, extend. Let's just pause in the position. Okay, and from here, we'll move in with the toes pointing forward. And then I pull back. Toes point forward. Pull back. One more time. Toes point forward. And then pull back. And rest down. There, just lightly kick the legs out. Not moving with too much intensity or anything, just nice and light, kicking the legs out one at a time. Okay, now just going to elevate my right knee and just to lightly hold on. From there, I'm just going to guide that right foot around in circles. Now, not necessary to hold the knee, I just like to hold in position sometimes and just really focus on working through that ankle, drawing nice big circles with the toes of my foot. And then back the opposite way. I think it's going to gradually opening up, drawing as big of circles as I can, really opening up through that ankle. And down. Swap sides, elevate the left knee, just to lightly hold on. And I'll begin drawing circles with the toes of my left foot. And I'll just gradually open this one up, drawing nice big circles with the toes of my foot. And let's change direction. Continue on those nice big circles. And once more. And down. Okay. Just again, stretch the legs out. Just a light tap out to the sides. Opening up the feet, or the legs rather. Tapping the heel lightly to the floor. Okay, so let's move up towards the upper body. First movement. Just want to bring my arms to my sides. Draw those arms back and open up that chest position. So just open up the chest, front of the body, and bring the arms back. Just hold for a couple of seconds. And relax down. Reset. Arms to your side, pull back, open up that chest. Hold for a couple of seconds. And back down. And same again, arms to your sides. One more time. Pull back, open up that chest. And relax back down. Okay. Really nice and light now. Just open up the arms in front and back down. Just want the arms to feel really nice and really effortless with the movement. Just a really light raise in front and slowly back down. And once more. And down. Same action out to the sides. Just gently open up the arms and back down. So really, again, light and effortless with those arms. Just finishing off with some light movements here. Once more. And down. Okay. Just checking in with a stretch of the shoulder next. I will bring my right arm in front. I always say not to get too fixated on perfect movement here. So all I want you to do is bring the right arm across. That's as far as I can go. I can't go any further. So I'll gently hold the elbow. And if it feels comfortable to do so, just gently press and get a little bit more from that stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back down. Left arm out. Cross the chest. That's as far as I can go. So gently hold the elbow. And if it feels okay to stretch that shoulder, I'll just gently press and hold in position. Nothing too extreme. Just a very gentle hold and stretch. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Right arm across chest. That's as far as I can go. Hold the elbow and just holding that stretch in position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm cross chest. Hold that in position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back down. Okay. Now, shoulder circles. Just going to lift the elbows up. Just draw nice big circles. Just really open up through the shoulders. Just a little bit of help and direction from those elbows. I'm kind of taking my time, slowing this one right down, and just getting lots of movement in the position. We'll go 3, 2, 1. And then to guide those shoulders forward in circles. Just really relaxing down. Go 3, 2, and 1. Now, arms across chest. Just going to pull back, open up the position nice and wide, and then relax the arms back in. Again, open up nice and wide. Back in. I'm just going to take that twice to finish. Twice more, rather. And once more. And back in. Okay. I'm just going to finish out with some breathing. I'm going to take about 5 breaths, really nice and relaxed. And I'm just going to tie in a little bit of arm movement here, just to combine. So how this looks. Inhale and just gently raise the arms in front. As you lower the arms, exhale. Taking your time. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Twice more. And once more. Okay, so that concludes our Friday chair gym session. We'll be back tomorrow with our mobility and stretch. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all the comments along the way. And have a great weekend. So we'll see you again next week and enjoy your weekend. Very welcome everyone on Facebook. Very welcome Marie, Deirdre, Sylvia, very welcome. Very welcome Mary, very welcome, no problem. Martin, fáilte out agus buin taithna bhas an deara seachtaine.